What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're at Rockingham Dragway, all steel, all glass, Carolina in no time. Jason Brazzel has done some work to the car. We were fighting some issues. This thing's been going to the left. And so one of the things that we think might have been the issue is the exhaust. So Jason got this thing over to his house last week and he mounted the 122 also. So we got the Forced Inductions 122 millimeter turbo on this thing and did the exhaust, also did the anti-roll bar on the back. So we got some work to do. Milton's out here, Chris Moore's out here, Brandon's out here. I don't think Courtney's going to make it this time. He had some stuff to do with the family. I think Donald and Shannon and all my other buddies are coming too. So we got a full team minus a couple. So we got some work to do. Randy, are you excited?
Yeah.
He got it done.
Yeah, we got it done. We're here. We got a lot of work to do, but it'll be fun doing it.
That's all right. That's all right. So it looks good. So one of the things that is I did not realize was going to be able to make happen until I talked to Randy and Courtney yesterday is Brazzel actually got up under here and moved the anti-roll bar. So now the anti-roll bar is under the rear end somewhere. Is it on the front? So the anti-roll bar is moved. And so we're going to be able to drop the ride height on the back. We wanted to drop it down in the back about 1 inch. And I think that's going to make the car work better. This 122 turbo from Jose should spool up a lot faster than the old one. So we got to work on that. We got a good tune-up in it. I worked on tune-up last night quite a while. And I think, hopefully we can make this thing go pretty fast today. That's the goal. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Check it out, guys. If you want to support the channel, head on over to turbojohnracing.com. Grab some merchandise, hats, t-shirts. Appreciate it, guys. All right, guys, so what we're doing here, we're going to lower the car. The way you lower the car with a set of coilovers is this bracket. We need this to move down. So basically all we got to do is jack the rear end up and then put this in. Jason was able to move the anti-roll bar to the bottom of the rear end here. And so that's going to give us the ability to lower the car. Before we couldn't because it was up on the frame. And when we tried to lower it, it would hit the hog's head. So Randy wants the car lowered, and I think it's going to work better lower. So that's what we're working on now. So let's move this a couple holes and we'll be done. Alright guys, so we just got our spool up, got our tune up in it. It spools up. The turbo does spool up a little bit faster than the 118, but it was adding a little bit of fuel. So once the tune up gets right, we'll see how much quicker it actually spools up than the 118. Which, you know, turbine flow, turbine size, all that makes a difference. I thought it was going to be real significant, but it might only be a second or two, which that is significant, don't get me wrong. But even if it's, you know, about the same or just a tad better, that's okay. I do think it's going to follow the boost ramp a little bit faster. So we're going to go roll up there. Somebody just crashed and rolled down the track. Hopefully they're okay. I was not up there. We've been working on this car the whole time. We got it lowered in the back, got that set, and we just upped the oil pressure. Had to take the front end off to do that. So they just got all that squared away. So we're going to roll up there and make a pass right now in a second. So we went a blistering 131.60 foot on that pass, but we're having an issue. This is the learn table. So if you see, it's trying to add a bunch of fuel down here, and it's even trying to add a bunch of fuel out here. So I'm gonna show you the data log real fast. So it left on good boost. We got it to come up. Got up on good boost. Launch boost was what I was hoping. It took about 5 seconds to get there. Actually, a little bit less than that. We got axle boost right here. So left on 8.4 pounds of boost, comes up, then go up at a 131.60 foot, and it hit the tire. It was tire checking about 30 feet out. We didn't get any drive shaft speed that time, so something's happening with the drive shaft sensor. It's randomly, I mean, I don't know if the sensor's bad or what, but we're getting errors in that. It's not giving us a good clean reading like we need, but it's spun. But we got another issue. Now the right air fuel ratio is not working. Now when we did a spool test earlier, when Jason worked on the car, he unplugged the O2 sensors so that you don't short anything out. You unplug all the wiring, all the harnesses, the powers, you unplug everything, right? And so he done that, unplugged O2s, rebuilt everything, and we didn't have O2. And so we figured, talked to him, we figured that the wires were swapped. If y'all remember, last year we killed, for some reason, the left bank oxygen sensor stopped working, and we've been using the right one. And so now the right one is not working. I don't know, we may have a bad sensor. I don't know if Randy has another sensor or not, so we're gonna see now. All right, guys, here we go. First round coming up. I think he said it's got 18 cars. That's freaking awesome. 18 cars. I don't know which lane we got. I don't know who we got to race. But we just made a bunch of changes. Got the oxygen sensor. Brian unplugged it, took it out. One of the ways you can check oxygen sensors is if you take a rag, spray some brake clean in it, and kind of hold it around the end of the oxygen sensor, it should go down. And it did. So maybe it just, there's a problem with the way it was plugged in, or maybe there's a problem with the way that, I don't know, there was a problem somewhere. Or maybe it's still not working. We'll find out. I'm gonna let it correct, still 10%. So if the oxygen sensor does not work, we got a pretty good tune-up on this thing. You know, I know we got a new turbo, and I know that there's some things, you know, that are different. But the good thing is we got a good tune-up. And it was correcting a little bit, adding a little bit of fuel. So worst case scenario, if the oxygen sensor does not read correctly, then what it'll do is it will simply, it'll make sure that it adds 10% of fuel, which should be safe. Guys, here goes your X275 cars. Looks like they got a good car count too. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, probably 14 or 15. So it looks like Dog Stall Glass is the cars that we're ready. All right, you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
You ready?
You figure out who we got?
Yes, sir. First round, X275. looks like we're gonna get a competition buy, which we need it for sure. So here we go, competition buy coming up, we need it. All right, baby, good luck, be careful. All right, guys, changing everything. The first pass didn't work, so we changed everything for the second pass. It still didn't work, so we changed everything again for the third pass. Now, there's a lot of people that say that we're stupid for doing it that way, but you know, they're all educated guesses. So it's just one of those things. It is what it is. That's what we got to do. So we're moving on to second round. Luckily, we got a buy. I mean, we needed that buy, so it worked out. If we'd had a car beside us, we'd have probably lost. So what we ended up doing, it did try to leave on 9 pounds of boost. First time it tried to leave on 8 pounds of boost, and it was actually perfect. It was actually 8.3, I think it was. And had a horrible 60 foot, didn't try to go nowhere. And so taking it from 8.3 to 9.0 was a radical difference. So we dropped that back down. We need to go like a 110 60 foot, maybe a 120 60 foot, and then just apply power down track. We can make power, and so that's one of those things you got to drive off. Car is separating in the back. That last pass, we tightened the extension quite a bit, and it didn't let it separate a ton. So that might have had something to do with it. So we dropped the boost, and we loosened extension back up on the back. We're loosening extension up on the front as well. We're trying to make this thing 4x4 take off and drive off with like a 120 60 foot is our goal. And then if we can make it do that, then it'll get out there and do its thing and get busy on the big end and run a pretty decent number. So here we go, second round coming up. They just called us 2 lanes. All right, Guys, so this was the finals in the last race. So this time it's happening second round. So y'all go check out their YouTube channel, 660 Racing. Looks like that thing made a better pass. Getting faster and faster.
Getting there.
That's okay. We can't move off the line so far.
Every time this year we race y'all.
I know, right? It seems like it never ends, right?
No, every race we're at.
Drive 1,000 miles and race the same.
I've had that happen. All right, so rematch. Y'all go check out their YouTube channel, guys. They do a ton of video. They'll probably have the whole race up later on this week. I'll just have bits and pieces. All right, guys, check it out. Here we go. All right, guys, here goes second round of the X275. Coming up, second round. right, guys, we are struggling. We're on the struggle bus. We're on the struggle bus bad. Well, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Joe got the revenge. Go check out their YouTube channel as well, 660 Racing. It is what it is. That's why we drag race, guys. You got to make it work. And if you miss the boat a little bit, the car took off. It went past the 60 foot, right at 60 foot, and that's where it hit the tire. You know, it's just one of those things. I mean, you got to drag race. You got to make the car work. You got to adapt to the surfaces. If you're not smart enough to turn it down and make the car work going 460s, 480s, 450s, 440s, then, you know, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a loss. And so we're still learning the car. So we've made some changes. I think we made all the right changes to the car as far as the ride height, getting it lower, making it try to work better. But we may change the bar angle some more. We need to replot the suspension and see what it is. But it's still separating, and it's separating good. So I think we're in good shape there. It's not trying to wheelie or anything. So it's just one of those things. You know, at the front end, if it's not trying to power wheelie, that means it's trying to pick up more on the back, which means there's not as much leverage. There's more leverage on the front of the car versus on the tire, I guess is the best way to explain it. So it's just one of those things, guys. It's drag racing. We're here. We had fun. We had a great time. Car is going back into trailer in one piece. We're happy campers. All right, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. Go to turbojohnracing.com if you want to grab some merchandise. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.